No matter if you've played golf for 30 years or you're brand new to the game and you're 50 years old, there's 5 things you gotta know if you wanna play this game and have some fun. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for VLS Golf TV, and I'm on here today with my main man Nick, and we're talking about 5 things that senior golfers who are new to the game need to do. I've got a lot of great stuff for you here today, so we're gonna move quick, so buckle up and let's get ready to roll. Number 5 is the grip. All right, how we hold the club is an integral part of how we can swing the golf club. So there's 2 things I want you to be aware of when it comes to gripping the golf club. Number 1 is I want you to make sure that you're holding the club more in your fingers versus your palm. So this would be more in my fingers, this would be more in my palm. Now, you know if you've watched any of our stuff here at VLS Golf TV that we promote holding the club at like a 45-degree angle. And we've done a ton of videos on grip that are really in-depth, and you can check those out. But basically holding the club at a 45-degree angle, angling it so I'm holding it more in my fingers, and then go ahead and closing it around. So that's the first thing when it comes to the grip. Get it more in your fingers versus your palm. Now the other thing on the grip that's important is that you have a little bit more of what we call a stronger grip, meaning when I'm holding the club right here, all right, the more my lead hand rotates over, that's strong. The more my lead hand works this way, that's weak. In general, I want maybe a slightly stronger grip than normal. So as you hold the club, you look down, you can see maybe 2 or almost 3 knuckles. Number 4 is the setup. You gotta get set up correctly. So what are we talking about? We're talking about ball position and we're talking about body position. So for the ball position, really simple. All you gotta do is put your feet together, put the ball in the center. Now, I've got a 7-iron. Okay, this is gonna work for pretty much any iron, all right? Ball in the center, club back behind the golf ball, take a step towards the target, and then take a step away from the target about equal distance. So let's go through it. Let me give you a couple numbers. So ball in the center of the stance, I'm gonna step towards the target about 4 or 5 inches. I'm gonna step away from the target about 4 or 5 inches. And that's gonna help me get the ball in the correct spot. Now, when it comes to the body position, you know this. You know this. We love the 60-40, man. We love the 60-40. You're gonna hear more about that later. So the last thing on the setup, okay, tip number 4, I've got the correct ball position, is I want you to feel like you've got a little bit more weight or pressure on your lead foot. See that? See how I bumped my hips? All right, that's gonna set you up in a really good position. Number 3 is the backswing. The backswing, swinging the club back. And like I said already a couple times, we've done a ton of videos on the backswing. You could sit here for hours. And if you haven't already, hey, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, and you know my favorite question, all right? My favorite question is, where are you from? Tell us where you're from. Nick and I love hearing where you're from. The whole team, we get to those comments every day. So on the backswing, here's the simple thing that you can do on the backswing to really keep it nice and easy. What I want you to do is feel like you move the logo. So I've got every glove's got a logo on it. This one right here is this one's from Talking Stick. All right, Nick and I have been there. That's a pretty nice spot, huh, Nick? We like that spot? There it is, there's the thumb. We love it, it's a beautiful resort. If you're ever down in the Phoenix area, check it out. But I'm gonna take the logo, which is Talking Stick on this glove. Got that set up, and all I'm gonna do is move the logo, i.e. the talking stick, away from the target. See how I'm doing that? Logo moves away from the target. Now when you do that, that gets the club in the perfect spot, get your hands in a good spot, and really sets you up for a good spot. So let me kind of tie these 3 together, and I'm gonna share with you number 2 and number 1. Here we go. So I've got the grip more in the fingers, okay, a little stronger. I've gone through my setup, towards the target, away from the target. I've got the bump. Now I'm just gonna get that logo working away. All right, I'll take that. I pulled it just a tad, but it was pretty darn solid. Tip number 2 is what we call pressure shift, but you probably feel it as more like a weight shift. So I got all my weight on my lead foot, I got all my weight on my trail foot. The pressure movement, the movement of weight on the feet is huge when it comes to any athletic movement. Think of throwing a football, hitting a tennis ball, shooting a basketball, anything we do athletically, there's pressure movement or weight movement. So you remember what the other tip I gave you, right? The 60-40, right? So weight shift, pressure shift, we start with 60, 40, and then early on, I want you to shift your weight towards your trail foot. So here I am, like I shift towards my trail foot, all right? And that pressure movement from front to back and then towards the front can tie everything together. So let's go ahead and hit a shot. Here we go. I got the grip, a little stronger, ball position, 60-40, logo away. Now, as I move that logo away, I'm gonna move that pressure towards my trail foot. That's number 2. Oh, that was better. Nick didn't even have to move the camera on that one. It was right down the line, right? Now, tip number 1. This is the best. Tip number 1, and this is something you can literally take to the golf course, has to do with the follow through, what we call the finish. If you watch anybody, just picture in your head right now a great golfer, okay, or a pitcher or a quarterback, and you know how they make it look so smooth and they just make it look easy? You see them hit these shots and it's just like, boom, they hold this finish, they're in balance, and it's just so natural and easy. How can you do that? I'm gonna tell you right now. This is tip number 1. When you finish your swing, I just simply want you to have your knees touching. See how my knees are touching? All right, that gets my weight, my pressure forward, and my trail foot is up on my toe. Okay, that's tip number 1. So let's go ahead, let me go ahead and hit a shot. And I want you to just watch my finish. Oh, best one of the day. Holding the finish, little club twirl there, knees touching, in balance. It feels like a professional, all right? And you can do the same thing. Now, what is a simple drill? We've talked about 5 different things. What's a simple drill that you can do to tie all this together? This is the golden nugget. I've used this one for years. It's wonderful. So we call it the right-left drill, okay? Right-left drill. So when we're set in here, remember how we had that weight a little forward? You remember that? How we had the 60-40, right? Okay? So, and we moved it to the trail foot. So we start left, we go right, and then we go left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make 3 continuous motions. Nice and slow, no ball, okay? So here we go. Let me go ahead and let me demonstrate it. So I start with my 60-40. So it's right, left, right, left, right, left. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna step forward and I'm gonna hit the shot and I'm gonna repeat that phrase but a little quicker. Here we go, right, left, okay? Let me do it one more time. Let's tie it together. So here we go. We call it the right-left drill. Write this one down. Get a pencil out, piece of paper, and write this one down. Right, left. So here we go. Start with on the lead. We're going right, left, right, left. Notice the heels. Notice the heels lifting. Right, left. Step forward. Repeat it a little quicker. Right, left. Oh, there it was. You could feel the rhythm. Now that you understand these 5 tips, what I want you to do is I want you to watch my next video on 5 great tips on how to hit your driver. Here we go. I got the ball forward a little bit. I got it hovered, I got my tilt. I'm gonna hip turn and I'm gonna Arnie Palmer finish. Oh, I put a little speed into that one for you, Nick.